And we should probably head over to the field as they've just jumped in for the match. Maybe jumping the gun a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. If we can get over to the field, this will be just perfect.
Absolutely. We're just waiting on the kickoff right here. And here we go. First touch of the game. Cougar's going to put that one up and into the air. And seconds later, MacGyver's going to get that one right in.
That is very impressive. Holy cow. Just a very good kickoff. And unfortunately, 404 not able to recover. Well done on Porkchop Express.
Very unpredictable those opening kickoffs can be, and unfortunately for 404, it was just perfect for I forget their name. I'm so sorry. I had to go back and look. Porkchop Express. Thank you. Sorry, they keep changing names, new names. I'll figure it out. Do not worry. But yes, fortunately for Porkchop Express, that one was just perfectly where they needed it to be. A pretty good attack here, actually, coming out of Porkchop Express so far.
Yeah, they are a more aggressive team, and they tend to average about 6 shots per game. So I'm expecting to see a lot of pressure from them.
Definitely, but as the pressure is mounting, there's an open net right there for Abstract Kid, but oh, an almost clutch save there. But unfortunately, the angle wasn't quite good enough, and that will be Abstract Kid equalizing the score.
Yeah, that's definitely a great push from Abstract Kid. Saw the open net and knew that he had to push that as hard as he could. And thankfully, he was able to just beat the defender, preventing him from being able to get the save.
Absolutely. So great job by Rocket League 404 to get the equalizer there for his team. And still keeping up that pressure there, but Mr. Pink is going to take him down for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, that is the thing I like about Abstract Kid. He definitely throws in a different set of mechanics than the team is used to working with Fierce Rocket. So he's going to bring in a little bit of maybe that change that they might need to be able to take the tournament.
Oh, what a great setup there coming in from Porkchop Express, capitalizing on a lack of a clear coming out of 404.
Yeah, great backboard pass, getting it behind the defender. And as you said, taking great advantage of the lack of a clear there in the corner.
Definitely. Zakuto tried very hard to get that clear there. Unfortunately, bumps Abstract Kid from making the save on his own as well. Good clear, though, from Abstract Kid. Going to pass it on over. MacGyver is going to try to keep the pressure up here. Delavine letting that one go to Abstract Kid, who had a great line, actually, on that goal there, but a good job by Cougar. Delavine coming in for a rebuttal. Can he get the other touch? No, just going to go slightly underneath that one. But Abstract Kid is going to do what he can here. Tries to pass it on over to Delavine. Delavine sets it up. Is Zakuto going to be able to get to there? No. Mr. Pink is going to clear that one out, and now 404 is on the defensive.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing. I mean, they've been going back and forth pretty well. Because as you said, they're on the defensive. They just put it back on the offense. So I mean, I think they're doing pretty well. This is a relatively evenly matched team. So we'll have to see how things go moving forward.
Definitely different than from when they played original G Squad. Oh, but Delavine doesn't get the save there, and Cougar shoots a laser into the goal there.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate position to be in. Looks like he had just turned around to get in position, and Cougar very smartly placing it just behind Dalvine, preventing him from being able to make that save.
Absolutely. Now Porkchop Express got themselves a nice, comfortable 2-0 lead. Got themselves that insurance goal in case 404 is able to make something happen. But so far, it's been Porkchop Express putting up quite a lot of pressure on these guys with every so often, 404, they seem to make a pretty good attack like they are right here. Abstract Kid going to try to ride the wall here, but Cougar comes in at the right time to put a stop to that one.
Yeah, it's all about being able to follow your attacks, and I think they've done a good job trying to push it into their into the Porkchop Express's half, but they just seem to have a hard time getting that center and getting the.
Oh my goodness! Can he follow this in? And yes, he can. Abstract Kid, that was awesome.
As I say it, cast or curse. Abstract Kid doing a great job of clearing that out, stopping the attack in its tracks, and just taking advantage of the open goal.
Definitely great job by Abstract Kid. His second goal of the day here, doing what he can to keep the dream alive for 404. That was a very risky kickoff there as everybody was boosting away to try to get at some boost there. Cougar just barely misses the pass there from his teammate. But another shot, can Delavine save this one? Oh, he does! He hits it in the corner at just the right angle, and that will bounce out of the goal.
I love his hustle there. He wasn't willing to give up on the ball and did a great job of saving it right on the corner. Unfortunately, Cougar able to get that center in, and MacGyver reading that bounce off the ceiling, just knocking it in goal. Such a great play right there.
Good teamwork coming out of Porkchop Express here for sure. We'll see if 404 is going to be able to keep up with them. So far, they haven't done too badly, actually, making a couple of defensive errors, but other than that, I think it's pretty solid here. Good fake, actually, coming out of Delavine. Natural Kid takes this ball and puts the pressure on to Porkchop Express, but doesn't last very long as Mr. Pink gets a nice setup there. Hands it off to MacGyver, but MacGyver isn't able to make the connection that he wants to. Ball goes up in the air. Can MacGyver put it back on center? Just barely off target there, really, really close. When Mr. Pink sees an opportunity, can he get the touch? No. Abstract Kid comes in and does what he can to clear the ball out of the way, forcing Porkchop Express to go back a little bit. Delavine keeping the pressure on. Mr. Pink takes him out though, but the ball is still on that backward corner. Can Abstract Kid get the nice setup there? Zakuto trying to hang back, see if he can catch them out off guard, but unfortunately MacGyver gets it just right and up and over his head. Delavine trying to get it out of the goal, but unfortunately not quite enough. Brings it a little bit too close, and Cougar able to capitalize on that one too.
Yeah, unfortunately here, I don't think he was expecting to bounce off the wall, Delavine. I think he was hoping to maybe send it up and over the goal, and unfortunately all he ended up doing was just centering it for, I believe it was MacGyver to come in and make that goal. An unfortunate error, and hopefully he'll be able to do better the next time that happens.
Absolutely. Now I doubt 404 had a whole lot of prep time prior to the tournament starting here.
That is correct.
Definitely a possible one of those games where it's like, coming in cold.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe Porkchop Express had some time to play together, get out those kinks, but it will be Porkchop Express winning game number 1.
I think as you said, they've had a little rough start. Clearly, they only just got on right now with Rocket League, so they're still trying to warm up, as you'd say. And generally speaking, they tend to be more of a second and third game team. So I'm hoping that as things go forward, they'll definitely be able to do quite well in game 2 and 3.
Absolutely. Abstract Kid doing what he can to keep 404's chances alive. I would love to see Delavine and Zakuto coming in and maybe help him out just a little bit more coming into game number 2. However, congratulations to Porkchop Express. I think their teamwork was really good in game 1. We'll see if they can carry that over to the next game.
Yeah, you can really see that with their assists. They got 5 goals, 3 assists. I mean, their passing plays have been really well. The ones that they didn't get the passes on, them just taking advantage of some unfortunate errors. So their team play has been very well. Their offense has been top notch as well with 7 shots. So I think they've been doing a pretty good job. But RL44 having their own 5 shots going for them as well. So I'd just love to see them get a little bit more of that team play going. And I think we could see that moving forward as they warm up.
Absolutely. Hopefully those first game jitters are now out and about. The 50-50 does just stick in the middle. MacGyver tries to get that out of the way, but Delavine was there to put a stop to that one as well. MacGyver trying to do what he can to center this one back. Abstract Kid goes up and into the air, meets that one. Interrupts it just for now. Zakuto comes up over the wall, doesn't quite get the ball there. And neither does Delavine, so we'll see. A good pass actually to Mr. Pink, but a nice interrupt coming out of 404 as well. And here comes the counterattack as well. What are they going to be able to do with this one? Doesn't look like so much. As Porkchop Express, this is a pretty good setup for them. Can they get the double touch? Cougar comes in. Everybody just actually misses that one. Zakuto sees an open goal. Can he get this one back in? Just barely off hits the post, goes up and into the air. Delavine going to try to get the touch here. Here comes Abstract Kid as well. but the ball doesn't quite go on target, and it looks like that Porkchop Express just barely dodged that one, and so does 404.
Yeah, it's interesting first minute so far. Both teams are putting up a lot of good pressure. 0-0 score line, which means that they've been doing a good job. RL44 is definitely doing some better rotations right now. Definitely warming up. So I think there's a good chance for them as we move into this game as it continues.
Absolutely, Zakuto going to try to pass this one on to the corner to center that ball for the rest of his team. But so far, Porkchop Express doing what they can to be the annoying thorn in the side of this 404 offense. So it does. Zakuto goes up into the air. Does a nice setup, actually, but Abstract Kid a little bit too hot there. Just barely misses that one, but a good attempt there from Zakuto, actually. And that is what we wanted to see a little bit. More of that teamwork.
Correct. They're doing a great job of setting up some shots and even just setting up great clears for other teammates to follow through as they go down for that offensive push. And I'm loving the rotation so far. I'm seeing some much better, much faster rotations out of 404.
Absolutely. We'll see if those rotations will come out with any sort of success on the offensive side. That ball is coming in pretty close. Doesn't quite get the clear there. Already going to be able to keep this one out. And no, MacGyver's just going to drive that one right in.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Dalvane, if it were me, I'd be kicking myself because it looks like he got a piece of it. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to get the clear as much as he wanted because MacGyver and I think Cougar was in there really just hammering that thing home for him not clearing it.
Absolutely. That was also a pretty nice shot from Dalvane coming out of downtown. A good stop there by Mr. Pink as he was definitely more than ready for this one. Abstract Kid gets another shot there, but Cougar just being super patient, and so far, pretty good defense coming out of Porkchop Express. Zakuto gets taken out a little bit. Dalvine trying to center this one for somebody, but it looks like everybody was just in the background getting some boost. Abstract Kid comes in with a nice shot, actually. Gets it over a couple of members of Porkchop Express, and now we are equalized once again.
Wow, that is such a great job cutting in by Abstract Kid. Very, very interesting strategy here. He was able to cut the clear, send it horizontally down the middle of the field, and then he was able to turn in on it again, basically surprising his attackers. I don't think anybody even realized he was going to be able to do that, and just sending it right over the defenders with that great goal.
Absolutely. Abstract Kid coming in super hot for his team, and that is what I like to see. Cougar and Porkchop Express actually realized that as Cougar's now putting some pressure on Abstract Kid.
Yeah, it is. I think they've realized that Abstract Kid is definitely a force to be reckoned with his offense, and they are trying to get in his way a little more.
As best as they can. Those demolitions, they do come in clutch pretty often. Cougar going to go up into the air, but Abstract Kid more than ready for that one as well. Mr. Pink does come in with the save there. Puts it off. Dalvine trying to center this one as well, but both members of Porkchop Express coming in for that clear, but they're a little bit out of position. Here comes Zakuto. The guy gets taken out by Dalvine. Here comes Abstract Kid. Can he get the shot up? Yes, he does! Abstract Kid with a beautiful aerial shot.
A little bit of an error here from Cougar, unfortunately, but such a great hustle from Zakuto to set up the center there, and then great read by Abstract Kid to make the aerial shot.
Absolutely, and now for the first time so far in this series, it is 404 up in the lead, but we'll see how long that one lasts. As Porkchop Express have mounted a pretty strong counterattack here, but it looks like a great clear actually coming out of 404. Dalvine gets taken out by Cougar, though, just before he can get the touch there. 1 minute left, and this game is still extremely close. Dalvine goes up into the air for this one. Can he get the double touch? No, it looks like MacGyver is going to go up there and bump that one up further into the air, but Dalvine does get himself some more boost. But everybody's kind of missing this one after Kick gets bounced around a little bit. But so far, there's so much pressure being put onto Porkchop Express.
It can be surprising when a team, the previous game, suddenly comes out with a much heavier offense. It can definitely be throwing you off. So I can definitely see that giving Porkchop Express a bit of an issue. But they are handling fairly well. And I think that there's a possibility that they might try and tie it up.
Oh, and there it is! Just as you were talking about
Yep,
it,
as I
we
called
saw
it.
the setup there as Porkchop Express were able to take out. Was a kudo right there. Great job by Mr. Pink, and both members coming in to make sure that that shot is not wasted. Great setup there by Mr. Pink to set up the rest of his team. And now we are equalized with 16 seconds left.
Yeah, this is always dangerous with that last 15 seconds. And, you know, you never quite know. With those kickoff goals, maybe one team's going to come in and take the lead just at the last second, but it looks like it is going to end right here.
And we are going into overtime, our first game of the night, and we're already in overtime. Or sorry, second game, but first series. Oh no! Oh, you hate to see that one. Oh, feels bad kickoff. Everybody goes off for boost. And unfortunately, that kickoff just does not quite go their way. And oh my goodness, Porkchop Express capitalizing on that kickoff there and winning game 2 in quite a fashion.
Yeah, this is why you always leave one player in goal, particularly in you know, on the kickoff, particularly in overtime, just in case, just in those kinds of cases. You never want to have to deal with a kickoff goal in overtime, because those always just kill you just a little bit on the inside. But both teams playing very well. Porkchop Express just able to eke out that win. 4 shots versus, wow, 6 shots. So RL404 definitely improved their offensive pressure. They even got a pass in. But you know, Porkchop Express was able to luck out with that overtime goal, and hopefully we can see another even match as we go into the third match.
Absolutely. So far, a very close match coming out of 404 and Porkchop Express. Definitely, like you were talking about, though, I do love what we're seeing with 404. We're seeing them come together just a little bit more. They were able to actually get in the lead. It's just unfortunately in those last closing seconds. And there's really not much that you can do about that kickoff goal. I mean,
Right, it's just an unfortunate situation. Both members of the back thinking, you know, that they rightly need to go get boost, and just having an unfortunate kickoff that ends up going straight into goal. And there's not much you can do about it.
absolutely. I think outside of that, though, 404 definitely starting to get into their groove a little bit. It is up to Porkchop Express to get them out of that groove, because once 404, you know, when 404 are hot, they're pretty hot.
Very true. They are a great team once they get going, and I think that there's a very good chance that they could get going this match even better than the previous one, or the previous game.
Absolutely, we'll have to see what they're going to be able to do here. So far, it will be Porkchop Express. They need to get that ball out of the way there. Good timing coming out of, I believe that was Dalavine coming in with that clear there. So far, they're trying to do what they can, but Cougar takes out Dalavine as one less defender, but he is back after only spending a couple of seconds there in the break room. Zakuto has to get this one out of the way, clears it up and over. That's one member that goes by and tries to get it past a second, but a great follow-up from Mr. Pink.
That's an amazing read by Mr. Ping. Zakuto working very hard to screw up all the attackers and their attempts to make a goal. I mean, you could even see him basically flick over MacGyver, but unfortunately Mr. Pink was able to come in and read that ball very well to get the shot.
It was a good attempt here. Zakuto just barely misses that kickoff goal. That would have been great. A great opportunity, actually. Feels backflip, man, as Abstract Kid just doesn't quite get the backflip that he wanted there either. So far, though, Porkchop Express in game number 3, after that last game, definitely feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I would think so. Up 2 games to 0 in a best of 5 situation. They could end it right now if they win. I would, if it was me, I would be feeling very, very safe and comfortable. But the problem is that when you do feel that way, you do tend to take things for granted. So they're going to have to not allow themselves to get too comfortable, because RL404 could definitely come back.
Absolutely, and all it takes is one really good play from Abstract Kid. Just a little bit off there, and no, Dalavine goes up and in the air and whiffs that one. That could have been a great equalizer for 404 to keep him into this game. Just barely missing that one, though. It was a great attempt. They get another one, but Delavine doesn't quite get the angle that he wants to. It sends it wide over to the side. Abstract Kid takes out MacGyver, but no! That is a long shot as MacGyver gets taken out, but the ball doesn't go anywhere else except backwards. Great long shot.
Yeah, you hate to see that. I mean, Dalvine, you saw at the end, was so close to being able to get in there and potentially save it. But just a great read and a great clear by, what was that, Mr. Pink, or was that MacGyver?
That was MacGyver.
That was
Clear,
MacGyver.
and it goes right into the back of the net there.
Yeah, such a great clear by MacGyver there.
Ooh, is this going to be a good pass? Oh, not quite, as I believe Abstract Kid was just hoping there was a little bit more power there to be able to get that angle, but so far no dice. And another long shot, but Abstract Kid is going to send this one high and all the way to the back. And here comes Delavine, still trying to keep the pressure on. Can he meet this ball? Touches it once, gonna get the other touch. Ooh, not quite getting the other touch that he wants. Sakudo gets himself a shot though, but Cougar's more than ready for that one. And Cougar getting himself that savior medal, putting in some work on the Porkchop Express defense. I keep wanting to say pineapple, dude.
I know. I mean, when there's a major move that comes out, that's very close to the team name. I understand.
And we also understand there that with a good attack comes with another goal there, as Cougar reads that defensive play really well, comes in, and Sakudo is not able to stop that one. And now 404 probably starting to feel a little worried now.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one for them to come back to. They only have 1:45 left, 3 goals down. It's not impossible, but they're going to have to try and step up their passing plays, because Porkchop Express, they've done a great job at reading the offensive plays by RL404, and RL404 is going to have to try and step it up with their passes.
Absolutely. Now remember, the winner of this game plays against Team Afterburners, which you said is one of the harder teams to play in this league right now. So far, it looks like Porkchop Express definitely putting up a pretty good resume, actually, saying, you know what, maybe we can take it to them. They continue to play like this, I think it's a very good possibility, but 404 are trying to do what they can to prove that they're the ones that are going to move on. But so far, they've been put on the defensive so far, actually.
Yeah, this last minute, they've been mid-court to very defensive. They just have not been able to get it past this Porkchop Express defensive wall.
Absolutely, and Porkchop Express doing very well as well, keeping the ball on the other side, not giving them a chance to really get anything set up here. With 30 seconds left, Green Leader is looking pretty dire for Team 404. Can they do this though? Abstract Kid going to try to ride this one over the wall, but instead Cougar's going to meet that one. Send it back. Can he connect with anybody? MacGyver is going to connect with it, and that will be the 4th goal. And I think, Green Leader, it's pretty safe to say that it will be Afterburner and Porkchop Express. Good lord, guys, I'm going to get it there, I promise. But I think it might be Porkchop Express playing in game 2.
Yeah, I think that last goal was definitely the nail in the coffin for RL404 this tournament. I think they've done a great job, and they've definitely shown a lot of improvement. But it's just unfortunate that this last game they weren't quite able to get their offensive plays going. They were doing a great job getting their clears, particularly in the first half, but just unable to really get their passing plays going once they got in their offensive half of Porkchop Express.
Absolutely. So in just a few more seconds, eventually.
Yeah, this is now just Porkchop Express just going at it. They're just having fun now. They're just kind of hitting whatever shots they can.
Absolutely. They're doing really good, actually, with those kickoff plays, as long as that ball doesn't go anywhere.
They are. They have been doing a great job reading each other's kickoffs and, doing a great job of following each hit, such that they've got one person hitting, and then as soon as they hit, they have the team member behind ready to move up and make the next hit. So they definitely have that offensive rotation going very well, and particularly when it comes to their kickoffs.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, we will not be able to get the Brazil meme this time around, but it will be Porkchop Express moving forward, and 404 will be sent down to the losers bracket, but Porkchop Express continue to move on in the winner brackets.